Hello, my soul family. How are you all? And I hope you are doing great, wonderful, amazing, and safe wherever you are in the world. I welcome you all in my channel. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel, for giving me lots of love. And I am very glad that I help you out in some manner. If you have not subscribed yet to the channel, then please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And you can also let me know in the comment section if you want to tell me anything, if you want to ask me anything. So let's start today's video. So this is Station of Identity part number 5. In this series, till now we have completed till part number 4. So for those who have not watched part number 1, 2, 3, 4, you can check out the link in a description box. I'm going to add all of the parts in the description box. Are lot of things which we have covered from part number 1 to part number 4. So in till part number 4, we have actually started to know about the station of identity, that is your consciousness, which is here, that is your present, here on the planet earth, that is your personality matrix. This is the earth, this is the station of identity, which is also called as incarnated human. So until now, in till part number 4, we get to know our station of identity, layer number 1, station of identity layer number 2, and in this video we are going to discuss the layer number 3. So in layer number 1, we have discussed that the layer number 1 is connected to dimension 1, which is actually connected to the etheric body, which is connected to the root chakra, which is connected to the red color, which is connected to the DNA strand 1, which is connected to the unconscious mind, and which is connected to your memory storage. This is your memory storage, your hard drive. All of your memories from your past lifetimes, from the present lifetime, and from the future lifetimes are stored in this memory storage. This is a hard drive. Okay. Then we get to know that the second layer of personality matrix has emotional body. Then there is DNA strand number 2. It is connected to dimension 2, and it is connected to sacral chakra, which is orange in color. And here you are having subconscious mind. Also, the second layer is connected to walls of separation. So if you are walls of separation, and this is also called as emotional processor default program. So if you have unresolved emotions, pain, and memories in your unconscious mind, if you have abuse, trauma, shock, devastations, okay, in your unconscious mind, then it is going to create the pain body. Your emotional body is going to convert into the pain body. Okay. If you are having pain body, then you are going to have 7 primary mental and emotional states. In other words, these are also called as 7 most painful implants of separation. That is why this layer is called as walls of separation. You will feel the separation. Okay, you will feel these painful implants. And what are these? So the first one is unworthiness, the second one is shame and guilt, the third one is lack of trust or self-doubt. The fourth one is betrayal and abandonment. The fifth one is anger and rage. The sixth one is fear. The seventh one is entrapment and enslavement. And because of which there will be a cycle of misery, there will be a cycle of suffering which will continue in your life till the time you will heal these things. So till now in part number 4 we have discussed these things. Now in this part we are going to talk about the third layer of personality matrix, okay, which is layer number 3, that is actually connected to dimension 3. The layer number 3 is actually connected to your conscious mind. The mind through which we are right now talking is your conscious mind. Okay, dimension 3, that is your layer number 3. Okay, the layer number 3 is connected to solar plexus chakra, which is yellow in color. Layer number 3 is connected to the mental body. Layer number 3 is connected to the DNA strand number 3. Layer number 3 is connected to the 7 houses of ego. Okay, so in this video we are going to talk about the negative ego, we are going to talk about 7 houses of ego, we are also going to talk about the what is demonic spirits, what are the ego filters, what is the consent agreement, what is the dark portal, what is the imposter spirit. Okay, so let's start here with the first thing, that if you are having unconscious, unresolved memories, emotional memories, or emotion pain and memories in your unconscious mind, it will, okay, going to create the pain body, and in that pain body you will have the 7 most painful implants of separation. Okay, you will have 7 primary mental and emotional states which will create the houses of ego. So this is the conscious mind layer of the ego, of which we all perceive as a self or personality. If one pays attention to their conscious thoughts, one become aware if they are having negative ego thoughts, or that is addiction, lust, greed, gluttony, envy, laziness, pride, envy, wrath, by the 7 houses of ego. All 7 houses of ego, all houses of ego are formed by making judgments of people and the external circumstances. The third layer is directly impacted by the first and the second layer to the degree the painful memory has created the walls of separation and the traumatized subpersonalities. The more weak and in pain a person is, the more strong their walls of separation, that is your pain body, which will create the judgments and which will build the houses of ego. Okay, in most cases the houses are also created as a coping mechanism to deal with the harshness experience in the 3D world. The houses of ego are a direct rejection of God's spirits and repel the Christos spirits from dwelling within one's body. If the houses of ego are extremely strong and person replace its characteristics behavior repeatedly, then ego behavior builds an internal house which will then attract a spirit. What does that mean? So let's see this by an example. So for example, if a person has an addiction problem, if a person has an addiction problem which is sourcing from unhealed trauma and replays the addictive behavior repeatedly, a house of addiction will be built as an internal structure of the ego mind. Once that house of ego is built internally, it will attract a spirit, the same consciousness energy that will match the vibrational quality in the internal house. The spirit of addiction is a demonic spirit. So, as one builds the house of addiction inside their mind and body, it will attract a demonic spirit to dwell within their house. So, as the laws of energetic structure states, one has built an internal house and has thus created the energetic agreements for a demonic spirits to dwell inside that house. This is the consent agreement, this is the consensual agreement that unaware humans make for the demonic spirits to dwell inside their body, and then later the consent they give the predator forces to use their body as a dark portal. For example, alcohol. Okay, if a person has an addiction problem which has been sourcing from unhealed trauma, and that addiction is the drinking alcohol, Okay, because after drinking alcohol, because of that addiction problem, what is going to have is that there is going to be a house of ego built internally, and it will attract a spirit, the same consciousness energy that will match the vibration quality in the internal house, and there will be the spirit of addiction, and the spirit of addiction is a demonic spirit. Okay, so that's what happens when we create the houses of ego. Okay, so we have to know that what are the houses of ego. There are 7 houses of ego, which we also called as negative ego. Okay, so let's see first what are the 7 houses of ego. So the first one is addiction and lust. Okay, nowadays we can see lot of souls who are in addiction, who are in lust. Okay, then there is the second house of ego is wrath, rage, and vigilance. One more thing which I'm going to add here is that I have made a video on 7 houses of ego, okay, before, and I'm going to add a link in a description box, okay, so that you can check out that video also. So the third house of ego is greed and avarice. The fourth house is envy and jealousy. The fifth house of ego is gluttony and waste. The sixth house of ego is laziness and discouragement. The seventh house of ego is pride and self importance. So these demonic spirits, that is the houses of ego, the 7 houses of ego which we have discussed right now, okay, these are also called as 7 demonic spirits. Okay, so these are also the demonic spirit, like the spirit of addiction and lust, spirit of gluttony and waste, spirit of greed and avarice, spirit of wrath, rage, vigilance, spirit of envy and jealousy, spirit of pride and positive and negative self importance, spirit of laziness and discouragements. So these are also called as spirits of uh, demonic spirits. Okay, these are also called as 7 houses of ego. These are the 3D houses of ego. Okay, it is created in the conscious mind. Okay, so these demonic spirit increase the power of above of the 7 houses of ego in shaping and reinforcing the human behavior, which invite the predator forces to use or possess the mind and body at will. And this is the definition of mental and spiritual bondage to the predator forces of the imposter spirit. Now, what does an imposter spirit means? An imposter spirit is the Luciferian or satanic spirit which promotes the false light authority and anti-life architecture through deception, death and destruction, intentional harm to serve its personal agenda. Now let's talk about the ego filters. So ego filters are the dead energy mind control structures. These are the static field having fragmented finite consciousness. Okay, creating fragmented finite consciousness. Okay, and we have become usual to the ego identity as supposedly very normal in 3D dimension. Okay, like for example, it's for example, avarice. Okay, avarice means extreme desire for money. Nowadays we can see that it is very normal in the 3D world to have avarice, to have desire for money. Okay, so this is the example and part of being incarnated on the 3D earth. Okay, the continual use of a dead energy structure to focus our consciousness and personal energies through it depletes all of your multi-dimensional bodies. Okay, so if we are continuously using these spirits of energy or these houses of energy or these dead energies, okay, these ego filters, okay, these fragmented finite consciousness, these dead energy structures to focus our consciousness and our personal energies, so it will going to deplete all of our multi-dimensional bodies and eventually depletes one's life force energy. Okay, so this is the meaning of okay, this is the meaning of conscious mind. This is the meaning of seven houses of ego. Okay, so now we get to know that walls of separation. Okay, that is your walls of separation is the second layer, your subconscious mind, where you are having, okay, the painful implants, okay, in your subconscious mind, which is going to create the spirits of mental bondage, which will create the second layer, the walls of separation, plus the houses of ego, which is the third layer. If you plus these two things, the next thing is going to is the realm of predator. Okay, the wall of separation plus houses of ego is equal to realm of predator, and realm of predator plus ego behaviors is equal to dark portals. Okay, so uh, the dark forces or the fallen races hidden agenda broadcast an assessment of mind control programs to socially engineer the human races into self-enforced consciousness enslavements. The mind control has left seven main areas of trauma and emotional damage, which has been recorded in the subconscious mind of the collective human consciousness on the planet Earth. And most of the time, when we experience emotional triggers, when we experience an event in our lives in which a shocking and painful event occur, it is uncovering not only the false structures but buried parts of the unconscious mind, that is the unresolved emotions, pains and memories which are being buried in your unconscious mind, and cellular memories that are embedded in our bodies. Okay, so when this inner conjunction is made, it is actually acting as the spiritual catalyst for the great changes and potential consciousness transformation. It forces the surface or hidden fears located in the pain body to be brought out into the thoughts, emotions, behaviors, or in the impulses of the person. So this is how the second layer is directly impacted by the first layer to the degree the painful memory is experienced in the person's hard drive. Okay, so we have to heal the pain body by dismantling the houses of ego. Okay, and evict the demonic and predator forces and replace them with the houses of Christ. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to pay attention to our conscious thoughts, so that one should become aware, so that we should become aware whether we are having negative ego thoughts or we are not having that. Okay, so first of all, the houses of ego or the negative ego means the same thing. Okay, so the negative ego is also called as service to self. Okay, the service to self means negative ego. So the concept of egotism describes a person who acts to gain value for self-serving motivation, that is service to self, and subconscious desire while taking in excessive amount of resources that that which he or she gives back to other. This is also called as consumptive modeling or energetic vampirism. These are the actions of taking in others' energy, time, and resources, and is accomplished with very low ethical standards and displaying low moral character traits. Egotism may be fulfilled by exploiting the sympathy, trauma, emotion, or ignorance of others, as well as utilizing coercive force, deception, manipulation, mind control, and fraud. Okay, so the egotist has a overwhelming sense of the centrality of the me operating in their personal qualities and the person identity. This is a person who cannot be trusted, as they will always manipulate the circumstances to service to self, as their primary or only concern is that. So this is the layer number 3, conscious mind. In the next part, which will be the part number 6, we are going to discuss lot of things. Okay, we are going to discuss the self justification. We are going to talk about the ego ignorance. We are going to talk about the predator mind. We are going to talk about the superior and inferior thinking. Okay, we are going to talk about the houses of ego, how to dismantle them. Okay, we are going to talk about the stop ego and stop satanic forces. We are going to talk about the narcissism, the psychopathy, and the egotism. These are the three stages of insanity and emotional manipulation. Also, we are going to talk about the responsibility of consent. Okay, so I hope you get to know, okay, what is the meaning of layer number 3. Layer number 3 is also connected to your solar plexus chakra. Okay, so let's see what is the meaning of solar plexus chakra. So we have discussed lot of things about chakras. Okay, I'm going to add a link in a description box for all the chakra videos. You can check it out. So let's see, as we get to know that the layer number 3, which is dimension number 3, is connected to the solar plexus chakra, which is yellow in color. So if you are having the blocked solar plexus chakra, you are going to have indigestion, then you're going to have the panic attacks, the liver problems, no confidence or low confidence, high blood pressure, frequent illness. Okay, so this is actually the solar plexus chakra is actually blocked by the shame. Okay, so if you're having lot of shame inside, this solar plexus chakra is going to get blocked. Okay, it is also if it is blocked, then you will feel the fear of rejection, low self esteem, lack of ambition, unmotivated, lack of purpose, arrogant, manipulated. Okay, sensitive to criticism, low energy, sense of worthlessness, power hungry, competitive, superiority complex, sense of worthlessness, then domination. Then, if you are having open solar plexus chakra, okay, then you will feel confidence, you will be having willpower, you will having positive energy, you will have joyful, you will feel the empowerment. Okay, you will feel empowered, you will feel driven, you will have the high sense of self respect, you will be very decisive, you will have the integrity, you will align with your purpose, you will have the high self esteem. Okay, so this is what we are going to discuss, but there are lot of things which we are going to discuss, okay, in the next part, which is part number 6. So till now we have covered all of our layers. Okay, the layer number 1, the layer number 2, and the layer number 3. So layer number 3 is connected to dimension number 3, dimension number 3. Okay, and layer number 3 is connected to the conscious mind. Okay, it is connected to the mental body, it is connected to the DNA strand number 3. The layer number 3 is connected to DNA strand number 3. Okay, the layer number 3 is also connected to the solar plexus chakra, which is yellow in color. Okay, if you are having these things in layer number 1 and 2, then it is going to create the houses of ego, which is called as 3D houses of ego. And the 3D houses of ego are also called as demonic spirits. Okay, with these are also called as negative egos. Okay, so there are 7 houses of ego which is going to create here, and that is the addiction, lust, then there is gluttony and waste, then there is greed and avarice, then there is wrath, rage and vigilance, then there is envy and jealous, then there is pride and positive and negative self importance, and there is laziness and discouragement. We have to be conscious about our thoughts. Okay, we have to conscious whether we are having these type of any thoughts in our conscious mind or not, because we are going to build a houses inside our conscious mind, and most of the cases humans are creating these houses as a coping mechanism to deal with the harsh experience which they have felt in the 3D world. Okay, and the more weak and in pain a person is, the more strong the walls of separation will create the judgments which will create the houses of ego. Okay, and if the houses of ego are extremely strong, the person will replay its characteristics behavior repeatedly, and then the ego behavior will build an internal house which will then attract a demonic spirit. Okay, which will attract a spirit, and it attract a spirit the same consciousness energy that will match the vibration quality in the internal house. As the law of energetic structure states, one has built an internal house and has created the energetic agreement for a demonic spirit to dwell inside that house. And this is the consent agreement which you are giving to these demonic spirits. And most of the humans are unaware for these agreements, that they are making this consent, they're giving these consents to these demonic spirits. They're unaware about this. So I hope it will help you out in some manner. I hope it will clear out what is the layer number 3. Sending you lots of love, healing and happy energies to all my soul family who are watching my video. Take care of yourself, and I will see you all soon.